welcome back. Thanks for watching. If you watched part 1, you know we built the engine cradle, or motor stand. We're going to use it as a run stand. Now in this part 2, we're going to build a jump box, or like a power pack control panel, pretty much. And we'll be able to fire up the engine, but we're also going to make it portable in case I go to like buy an engine somewhere and they're like, oh, it runs. I want to be able to take it with me, hook up a couple wires, a couple leads, and fire the engine up, make sure it's not knocking or anything like that. So here's what we're going to use. We have some leftover stuff from the first part, and then the second set of bed rails, and a couple other things I'll go over with you real quick. Okay guys, so here's the stuff we got. We've got a basic on-off switch, got some wire, got some terminals. I'm not really sure if we'll use these. Got some battery terminals, some lugs, a push start button, some alligator clips, a piece of rebar, some wire, 4-gauge wire, battery wire. Got a license plate there we're actually going to use as our panel. We've got the bed frame we'll use as a box, like carrying thing, and a battery. Now look, this is not, I mean, I'm going to say this is low buck, but the switches and stuff's probably 25 bucks. The tack I paid 25 bucks. There's no telling what that wire costs nowadays. I've had it for a long time. And the battery I think I paid 30 bucks for, because it's like a refund battery. So really this is probably cost you $75. You could probably get away with cheaper things. You might have an extra battery like I do. You might be able to use some old battery cables that you've taken off of a project. And you might be able to find a cheaper tack. You don't necessarily have to use a tack. But I want to run this thing for a certain amount of time at a certain RPM to break it in good, and that tack's going to help me. So let's get started on it. ignition panel, the battery box, jumper box. I really don't know what to call it. Here's a panel we're gonna make for it. It's your license plate. This is aluminum. I thought it was metal, but apparently it's not. So I'll get some self-tappers and self-tap this down, and I'll drill some holes for the starter button and the ignition switch. Okay everybody, so here's the start to our control panel. So I've already went ahead and put these 2 switches in here. One's for ignition, the on and off, and then one's a start button. Like I said, if you wanted to add more switches down here for a fuel pump or, I don't know, water pump or electric fan, you could. And I'll probably eventually do that. And then also an oil gauge and temperature gauge. So we'll get started here. I've already made a couple wires. This is going to be a power wire from our battery to our switches. This wire will feed both switches. One will go here, one will go here. This is going to be our starter wire. It'll go from power will come in one side of this starter button. This will hook to the other side, and I put an alligator clip on it so I can clip it to the solenoid. That'll go on the other side of the power. And then this is the longest piece of wire I had. I would like for it to be a little bit longer, but this will power our ignition. So this will go to the positive side of our coil. And then also running off, so this will run off this switch. Also running off this switch will be the tack power wire, which is this red one. Now the green wire on the tack, which is signal from the negative side of the coil, I put an alligator clip on it as well, so it will be somewhat universal. And then the tack also has to have a black wire or ground wire, and that will hook to the ground side of our battery cables. I've already put these battery cables together, cut them, put some lugs on the end of them. So the power side we will wire in here, and that'll feed power to both switches. And then the ground side will ground here. So I'll go ahead and get all this put together. Okay guys, so here it is. We pretty well got it all finished up. Like I said, here's a start button and ignition switch on off. You see that tack. This tack should work. So I've never ran it on anything, so we'll see. So to get the tack, so the tack's got power and ground. All we'll have to do is take this alligator clip and hook it to the negative side of the coil. The other thing is we'll have to find, this is the ground side of the battery, we will have to find a ground on the engine, and this is going to be the power side. We'll have to put this on the starter. So that'll go to the solenoid, and then this one will go to this, I don't know, to fire the solenoid. I put an alligator clip there also, and then this yellow wire will go to the ignition side of the coil. Now mainly I run HEI coils, and so I could have put flat terminals on there and just plugged it in. If any of y'all run HEI, you know what I'm talking about. However, like I said, I do want to make this. I made this so it's, I mean, it's lightweight. You know, it weighs a little bit more than a battery, but it's a little easier to carry around than a battery too. But if I wanted to go somewhere and start an engine up or something like that, or try to test fire a vehicle, this makes it a lot easier. I just hook up 3 wires, really 2 wires, and we're good to go. So next thing we'll do is I'll get the intake, the distributor, the crank pulley, the alternator, the headers on the big block, and we'll go ahead and try to get it fired up tomorrow. So see you then. Okay guys, so we got everything, I got the engine all put together, and I got the jump pack hooked up. Now I got a positive wire going to the starter, and then I have the alligator clamp, the black wire, going to the starter cylinder. Let me see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, it's getting a little dark. It's right in there. And then I had the ground wire hooked here. Also, I had to cut this piece out right here and weld it on the back side, so I cleared the starter. And then I have the ignition switch going here and the ground for the tach going here on my HEI. Alright, so this battery's a little dead, so it doesn't turn it over real well, but we'll give it a shot. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you back next time. Thank you.